Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Rajnikant and today's video will gonna discuss Singleton Design Pattern with lazy initialization. Okay, in details we're gonna see. So if you have not subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe it and hit the bell icon to get all the notifications from my side. Right, so this is my channel. If you'll see, there are a lot of other videos out there which will really helpful to people. Okay, so please go through my channel and subscribe it. Okay, so let's start today's topic, which is Singleton Design Pattern with lazy initialization. Okay, so first let's see what is this Singleton Design Pattern. Okay, and when should we go for this Singleton Design Pattern? Okay, so Singleton Design Pattern falls under creational design pattern, right? So how we can create a object, it falls under creational design pattern. Okay, then let's see when should we go for a Singleton design pattern. Okay, before that one we should understand what is Singleton design pattern. Okay, so if you want to create a single object of a class at any point of time, then we should go for Singleton design pattern. Okay, so Singleton design pattern ensures only one object or only one instance of a class will be present in your JVM. Okay, only one object or class. So that time we can go for Singleton design pattern. Okay, so hope you got that idea, right? What is Singleton design pattern? So if you design that class in such a way, if you want to create also, there will be only one object only. Okay, I will tell you how we can create that class and how we'll programmatically how we can do that one. We can see that. Okay, now let's see what is the condition or when should we go for a Singleton class. I told, right, Singleton class means it will allow you only create a one object, but what is the condition, or where we can create only one object, in which scenario we should create only one object. Okay, so ideally objects are heavy in nature. If you will create a lot of objects, so it will eat your uh, heap space in your JVM, right? So always while creating object we should consider these things. Okay, so let's see when should we go for a Singleton design pattern. Okay, so for example here I have a class dateutil. Okay, and there is nothing, there will be no variable inside that one. In this class only one method is there which will responsible for converting a particular date to different format. Okay, so if there will be no variable or no states, if we'll create a object, for example here I have created one object, dateutil dt1 is equal to new dateutil, and again I have created another object, so this would be 2. So suppose here I have created another object dt2. So in this case if you'll see, there is nothing inside this object, there will be no value inside this object. Okay, so the scenario is, the condition is, when there will be no states or there will be no variable inside a class, only methods are there, then that time we can go for Singleton design pattern. Clear? So there will be no value. Just see, if you will create multiple times, if you will create 10 times also, there is no difference between dt1 and dt2 because no values are present inside those objects, right? And another is, if values are there but those values are constant, if you will create 10 objects, the value will remain same. In that case also we can go for Singleton design pattern. For example, here I have taken a string format, date format, for example dd YYY. So if anything is there, any variable is there and the value is constant, okay, if anything is there and the value is constant, so in that case also we can go for singleton class. Okay, so this format will be constant for all these objects. For example, here also it will be there like format is equal to dd YYY. Okay, so the same value will present in across all the objects. So that time also we can go for singleton design pattern. Okay, hope you got a crystal clear picture when should we go for a singleton design pattern. First, if you want to create a single object of a class, then that time we should go for singleton design pattern. And next, when should we want a single object? What is the scenario? So if a class is there and there will be no variable or no states, that time we can go for singleton design pattern. Or else if the class is there and variables are also there but those values are constant, they are never changed, okay, so that time also we can go for singleton design pattern. Okay, hope you got a crystal clear picture. Now let's see how we can design a class for singleton design pattern, how we can create a class, or what are the points we need to consider for designing a class as a singleton. Okay, so let's see. So first what we will say, no one can create. I will not allow anyone. I will not allow anyone to create objects. Okay, first thing what we will do, we'll restrict everyone that no one can create object. Okay, second, I only create object and will provide to you whenever someone will ask. Okay, so first what we will do, we'll restrict the creation of object, otherwise everyone can create the object, right? So first we'll restrict that no one can create object. I will not allow anyone to create object. Second, I will create the object and I will send to you whenever you will ask. Okay, now let's see in programmatic how we'll do this thing. Okay, so already my IntelliJ IDE is there. Already I have created this sample application. Now let's create a class first. Date util. So lot of time in interview you will get this question. This is very important. Okay, I mean every interview, if you are a fresher, if you are an intermediate, if you are experienced also, singleton design pattern is must, and you should clear in deep way that how we can create a singleton class. Okay, let's see date util. So people ask in interview, they will ask where exactly you have used in your project. That one also I will explain. Okay, so any utility class, you can say yes, I have created a utility class with singleton design pattern. Okay, utility class means any class will be there and there only different kind of methods will be there. There will be no states or there will be no variables. For example, date util. So in different format I want to convert my date. This is my class. So you can say in interview also, I have created a date util class which will helps to convert our date into different formats. So I have created that class as a singleton. This is very good example. Okay, this is real time and very good example. Whenever interviewer will ask where exactly you have used singleton in your project. Okay, so you need to remember, you can say, so we do have lot of utility classes. I have created those utility classes as a singleton. For example, date util in my project, I have a class date util is there, and where we can convert different formats of the date. So that in that class I have implemented singleton design pattern. Okay, so let's see. So first what we'll do, we'll restrict that no one can create the object. So how we'll restrict, or how we can create an object? By calling constructor, right? So date util is equal to new date util. So if I want nobody should create the object directly, so what I can do, so I should make the constructor as a private. Okay, so private this constructor. Okay, so that no one can create object, right? Only within this class only we can create this object. Okay, now as no one can create this object, then how will access this object, or how will get this object? So this class will say I will create a method, or I will have a method where I will create the object and I will send. Okay, so if you will not create the object, how will call a method? Definitely it should be static method, so that everyone can call this method without creating object. Okay, so public static this object will return, right? So this type get util get instance. So I have a static method. If you want any object, if you want a object of my type, just call this method, this get instance, and this is public and static. So we no need to create the object of this class directly within this class. By this class name we can call this method date util dot get instance. Okay, so inside this what we need to do, we need to create the object and we need to return. Okay, so let's see. Date util instance is equal to new date util. Sorry, this would be new, and return this variable. Okay, so we have done. Now let's see. So as this constructor is private, no one can create this object, right? So instead what they can do, they can call this get instance. For example, I have called get instance. So what exactly it will do? It will create a object and it will return. Yes or no? It will create a object and it will return. So in that case, what we can do? So if I'll call multiple times get instance, each time it will create a different object and it will return, right? So our purpose have not met. Each time we are creating a different object, but that we do not want, right? We want only single object. Okay, so what code modification we can do so that we can have a single object? Okay, so let's take this variable as a global variable. Okay, let's take this variable as a global variable, and first what we can do, we need to check if instance is equal to null. Okay, so what it is crying, just see, this is a non-static variable and we are using in a static method. Okay, so for that one we need to make this variable as a static. Okay, so first in this method we need to check, if any object is already there. First we are checking if instance is double equal to null, means if there will be no object, then instance is equal to new date util. So what we are doing here, we are saying if there will be no object held by this variable, then create a object and return that one. Okay, for example, first time we are calling get instance, so first time this instance will be null, right? If the instance is null, create a object. Yes, I have created. Then if condition satisfied, then return this instance. Already we have created this object here, right? So in this instance, this object is there. This instance variable, in this instance variable, this object is there. Okay, this object is held by this instance variable. Okay, second time we came. So in second time, the value is already assigned, so this object is already created, right? So if you'll check here, if instance is double equal to null, no, because the instance is null, not null. It's already that value is there, already a object is there. So that time this if condition will not satisfy. If this condition is not satisfied, then it will return this instance. Line number 12 will execute. If it will return instance means whatever the object it's created earlier, it will return that one. Okay, hope you got a crystal clear picture. Okay, what we need to do first, we need to make the constructor as a private, then we need to provide a public static method where we'll create the object and it will return. Okay, so while inside this method, first we need to check if object is already created or not. If it is created, then don't create, return the existing object. Okay, if it is first time it's not created yet, then create it and return it. Clear? So why this is called lazy initialization? Okay, so lazy initialization means, just see, until unless you have not called get instance, this object is not created, this instance is always null, until unless you have not called this get instance. So this is lazy. Whenever you will call get instance, that time only this object will be created, until unless this will not create at all. So this behavior is known as lazy loading. Even if you will not use anything, then that time it will not create object until unless you will not use, or until unless you will not call this method, this object, this date util object will not create. That is why this is called lazy loading. Okay, lazy loading of, not lazy loading, lazy initialization, my bad. So lazy loading is part of Hibernate or JPA, but my bad. So lazy initialization, this is known as lazy initialization of Singleton Design Pattern. Okay, so hope you got a crystal clear picture. Okay, let's test this one. We'll call this method multiple times and we'll see. Control Shift F. Let's see. Okay, so date util dot get instance. So let's have date util v1 and let's have another variable multiple times we'll call v2. Now let's print their hash code, or we can say reference anything. System.out.println v1 dot hash code, and let's print if two objects are same, then their reference would be same, and hash code also will be same. Let's see. Okay, let me run this one, and if both the hash codes are coming same, then our design is working perfectly, we can say. Okay, so let's see, it's running my application, and we're gonna see in a few seconds. Okay, my IntelliJ IDEA is taking time. I'm not sure it's building those classes, but I have anyway 2 classes, but I don't know why it's taking time. Yes, just see, 17356000554 and 173560054, right? So hope you got a crystal clear picture what is singleton design pattern and how we can create a singleton design pattern with lazy loading. Okay, so I will appreciate your comment in the comment section, and if you want any other videos, then let me know in the comment section, and definitely I'll try to upload those videos as well, right? So, and if there is anything from my side, you can provide your input in the comment section as well, right? So thank you for watching.